Welcome to the new studio, y'all. I'm not really sure how loud I can talk in this video because I want to be an absolute nuisance to my neighbors. But I moved into this studio about a week ago and I put up some stuff with my dad, which you'll see later in the video. I moved some of my art supplies in, canvases, ceramic tiger, everything. This space is about, I would say, 15 by 20-ish feet if I could guesstimate, which is super nice, especially considering I have access to this little roof outside. This is my first studio space that I've had outside of college, besides like the residency at Yale, and I'm really excited because it feels like I'm finally entering adult mode, but also I'm kind of nervous because on the low key, I don't think I'm supposed to be subleasing here. I really don't. I subleased from my friend Gabe, and when I got the keys I was so excited, but then when I moved in, babe, a couple things happened that I need to be wary about. After talking to another resident about asking them where the trash goes, babe, they were like, oh, like you should have done this by now. And I was like, oh, really? Because I didn't get a tour or anything. And then they were like, oh, well, you should talk to this person already. And that was when I realized, babe, that I did not talk to that person and I probably should not be here. So hopefully I don't get kicked out. We shall see. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna go at it. I have some canvas that I bought at Blick just now, which you'll probably see in future clips of me moving in. It's about 72 inches by 7 yards long. Because as some of y'all may know, I think I have to make 6 to 7 paintings that are at least 6 by 5 feet. Now I say maybe because everything in the art world right now seems to be a handshake without contracts, so I could just make these paintings and they could go nowhere, who knows? But hopefully not. So I have enough canvas to start the first 3 paintings. I'm gonna put them up and prime them on this wall, have some gesso. I usually do not prime my own canvases because it's just a lot of work and perhaps a bit extra money, honestly, with the damn gesso. But I didn't really have another choice because they didn't have canvas large enough for me at my local stores. I know I try to be not generic and get it from like Artisan Crafts or other downtown LA stores, but this was literally the only thing I could get. So without further ado, y'all, let's just start my full-time, hopefully, art journey and see what I make. See what I make. Let's see how this goes, babe. Also, look how gorgeous these floors are. I'm not sure if y'all can see well, but they're nice wooden floors. They're kind of green tinted and their scratches give so much character, which I'm pretty obsessed with, babes. I'm pretty obsessed with. I have some nice cabinets here. They're all green and this is more communal space stuff. Even though I do have access to this part of the studio, it'd be like rude, babe, to not let other people have access to it. Really nice. I already moved in some of my drawings, which you can see here. Over on this wall, there are some wooden planks. I'm not sure if they're mine or if I'm able to use them, but I'm gonna stay away for a hot sec until I really fully move in here. So I just put my canvases on the floor to not bother anything. A little ladder my dad and I bought at Home Depot the other day. More cabinet space, which is really, really helpful for not me necessarily, but for other people possibly. It's just nice to have. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna use it. A little trash bin. And on the last wall, my ceramic tiger that I didn't have anywhere else to store. And over here, this really nice outdoor space that I have access to. So beautiful, so beautiful. Now the canvas has to be 6 feet, so that would be 72 inches, but then I need to stretch them over a wooden panel, so hopefully I'll do like 3 inches on both sides, so that would be about 78 inches. And to just make sure I'm okay, I'm gonna leave it at 79 to be a little conservative, but yeah, that should work. Just to start marking things, I'm gonna use some willow charcoal because if I use graphite on canvas, it would stay. And you can usually see the graphite behind the oil paint, so this is much better for that. At Blake, I also bought some essential brushes. Yes, ma'am. And I'm gonna use these gesso. Probably gonna use the biggest size.
Day one of being an adult, it hit me like a truck because let me tell you, I lost my SD card. I was checking my camera and I was like, ... where did she go? Where did she run off to? Babes, I had no clue. I tore apart my room, I retraced my steps, I tore apart my car, looking under the damn seat, looking under the damn carpet, on the floor, and it was nowhere to be found. I was so confused and I was like, babe, what? The thing is, I had given my SD card to a friend who was taking some grad photos of us, and Trinice's SD card ran out of storage, and so I gave them my SD card and was like, here you go, babes. They took all the photos they needed, gave me my SD card, and I put it in my pocket, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a bad spot to put it, but when I get my like little backpack, I'll just transfer it from my pocket to my backpack. And then after the reception, I realized that I had actually wanted coffee because babes was so damn tired. Like, I had stayed up the night before, like, for so late. Anyways, when I was paying for the coffee, I had taken my wallet out of my pocket, which also was the same pocket that the SD card was in. So in my mind, I was like, oh, well, obviously the SD card fell out while I was taking out my wallet, so let me just check the cafe. Well, it was the weekend when I realized that it was lost, so the cafe was closed. What a mess. So I called campus security and was like, hey girl, like, I lost my shit Friday. Did you happen to find it in the lost and found? Did anyone turn it in? They said no, call again tomorrow, and this was on Saturday. So I called again Sunday and was like, hey babe, like, did anyone turn in an SD card? Because I really need that damn SD card because it has like all my stuff on it. I know I'm stupid, but can you just double check? Like, I'm so sorry. They're like, babes, we remember you from yesterday. It's still not here. And I was like, oh my god, I'm literally gonna cry. I go in today. Now, usually the cafe is open on Monday, but it was graduation, I guess, so all the gates were down and it was closed. So I went down to the building lost and found, and they were like, oh, we only have this girl named Claudia's SD card. This is not yours, right? I was like, no, I'm not Claudia. As I'm walking out, I'm like looking under like the damn seats of the cafe, like checking her out. And after about an hour, I give up, okay? So then I go out of the building to go to my bike so I can just go back home. And as I'm walking out, I see two workers come in. And the cafe had actually closed down for the summer. So they were just coming back for the next couple of days to clean. And so I asked them, I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. Can you please check to see if anyone brought an SD card back? Because I'm pretty sure I lost it in this building. The lady checks it. She's like, no, we don't have an SD card. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So I go back downstairs to the lost and found. I was like, you know what? Last chance. Let me just give you my phone number, my name. If you see anything, just call me. Like, I'd really appreciate it. And lo and behold, the lady at the cafe comes downstairs and is like, oh my god, I was rechecking the counters and cleaning it off, and someone had left an SD card on their counter from Friday. Oh my god! And it was my SD card! It was my SD card! What do you know it, babes? Oh my gosh. I almost fell to the floor on my knees. I asked the lady, I was like, can I give you a hug? She's like, no. But then she's like, well, actually, yeah, sure. So I gave her the biggest hug ever. And I'm like, thank you so much. Like, none of you know how much this means to me. Like, what's on this SD card? Like, you truly have no idea. Like, this is like my life. All my graduation day photos, my entire graduation day vlog, all these heartfelt like moments and letters that I gave to myself. Oh my gosh, we're on this card. And I got it back. And not only just my stuff, but also graduation day photos of my friends who were also on there. So I found it all.
I'm in the studio, as you can see. I have this huge figure laid out, and it's my body, yes ma'am, split up into 3 different sections. So my head, torso, and then legs slash bottom. For these paintings, I have to go in steps, layer by layer, and wait for the oil paint to actually dry before I can add on more. I thought this layer was finished, so I'd be able to go in through the glazing today, but apparently when I was looking at my phone yesterday of the pictures I took of the painting, I hated how everything looked, and I just needed to fix things. Like, I couldn't sleep, oddly enough, because I just needed to go back into the studio and fix things. Like, my brain could not comprehend how off everything looked, and so I wanted to go back into the studio today and keep working on this layer until it gets to a spot that I'm happy with before adding on the next layer, which means everything's delayed a day. Not great for my tight deadline of making 7 paintings like this, but we'll do what we can. For my color palette, I'm using something super minimal and monochromatic, so I'm just starting with cadmium red hue, and then I'm going in with burnt umber for the shadows. I also have alizarin crimson, but then I was reading online that alizarin crimson isn't that archival, even though a lot of like master painters used to use it, because over time it actually starts to brown and it gets less saturated. That's not what I want. I like my shit saturated, babe, so I'm gonna go in with that. But that's the vibration for today. We'll see how things go. This is the girly. This is the state she's in. Looking a bit thick. I added some pastels, kind of juicy, kind of fun. I think I finished the layering for it, so I'm gonna go in with some charcoal now, see what the vibrations are. And that's the plan for today. And I'll probably do some like gessoing of canvases. It took 2 days longer than it should have, but whatever. It's okay. We'll just keep pushing on through. But that's the plan. This is what the painting looked like in the very end. I enjoy it. I think it's really actually hard to take a photo of it because, babe, like the colors just have to be seen in person. I'll talk about it more in this next video that I'm filming, but the person that I sent the painting back to didn't necessarily enjoy it that much. And I completely understand that because my painting is still being developed, and I like respect their opinion 1000% and their critiques because they are someone who I believe has good taste. I also acknowledge that like I'm relatively on the younger side for the opportunity that this person proposed. Nothing is confirmed. That just like sent me down like a spiral low key because I think I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I can't even think right now. Like I'm so exhausted. Like spending all this like money, time, and resources and not hanging out with like friends and not like learning to be like a free 22-year-old. Yeah, I'm 22. That's fucked up. I know. And just so I can make paintings. And then I'm like, well, I'm making paintings that aren't even good. So like, what the fuck am I doing? When I was in school, getting my professors' feedbacks, getting their critiques, it was easy to see where I was progress-wise. Because there's structure, you know what I mean? There's painting 1, painting 2, painting 3, advanced paintings keeps going on and on and on. Because now that there's no formal structure or like progress or steps to be made, then it's kind of like this nebulous of just making work and hoping it goes somewhere. And so the amount of trust you have to have in yourself as an artist has to be so high to believe you can make it. I don't know if that sounds like arrogant or something, but like there have been very few times where I've tried so hard at something and under-delivered. And it's hard because in the art world, under-delivering can look different for every single person because everything's abstract in terms of what's good and what's not good. If it was like a math test, you know what I mean, and you under-deliver on that, you know you got stuff wrong for sure because, babes, like the numbers literally don't add up. But in art, it's like everything kind of goes low-key. So if you under-deliver, like maybe it's you. It's not the numbers, it's not the medium, it's not the setup, it's just you who under-delivered. And that's kind of a scarier thought. I don't want to end the video there because that's a bad way to end it. I am looking up, things are looking up. The next vlog, you'll definitely see that I make better paintings, hopefully, and things that I personally enjoy. I don't know, I'm also like not celebrating like the little wins. Like I just released an app with my friend, like a literal app you can buy on the App Store called Britoons, which y'all should check out. Y'all should purchase. It's just 99 cents. But why did I not take the time to celebrate that happened? I put work into that. I did that with my friend Ethan, who's awesome and developed the app. So thank God, because I literally can't code. The only thing like I see and recognize is genuinely the things that don't go well or perfect. I thought that was going to be more positive, but it wasn't. Let's end with some gratitude. I have a roof over my head. I'm able to buy food. I just had sushi with my friends. That was awesome. Tasted so good. Belly full. I'm able to exercise. My body is healthy from what I know, even though I have like migraines like every day. I think I have long-term COVID, but that's a different story. I have a studio space. I moved into a new studio. I might get evicted from it still, but I moved into a new studio. That's huge. Oh my God, my first studio ever. Like I should be like celebrating that. I should be like so happy that happened. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It has like these green accents. It has a nice floor, an outdoor space. Like I could not be more happy with the setup. Truly. Well, I could. Truly. But I am really grateful for it. With that being said, thanks for watching the video, y'all. If you like the video, If you have fun, comment, critique, or joke to share, comment down below. And if you like me, my art, or want to follow my journey as an art student in LA, you can subscribe or follow me on Instagram at BrettPaint. And I think that's the end of the video, y'all. That's the end of the video.